Thanks for watching kalkinemedia. This is Sage, and please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to be notified of the latest videos. In today's trending topic, we're covering ETFs, and we're going to take a closer look at some ethical and cannabis ETFs that you may choose to invest in. So with most ETF investment companies projecting for further growth in its space, which has caught the eyes of investors, more than likely for the diversification and comparatively lower costs associated with trading the stock markets via ETFs. Via our YouTube channel, kalkinemedia, we have interviewed Peter Harper, the Executive Director of Betashares Capital, and Gemma Weeks, a Business Development Officer from ETF Securities, both major players in the ETF sector in Australia. And the stock market saw some huge sell-offs during the COVID-19 downturn. Due to the economic shutdown, many asset classes were no longer in demand and saw declines. However, the stocks now at low prices were a buy signal for many investors in the Australian equity stocks, including the ETFs, which in Australia alone saw an increase of $20 billion in new money invested. 3 ETFs that blazed a trail in 2020 included Vanguard Australian Shares ETF, on the ticker as VAS, being technology themed and having an exposure to gold. Other themed ETFs that tapped into robotics, AI, clean energy, video games, etc., that follow trends based on the swings of the industry instead of mirroring the stock market directly. 2 other themed ETFs that saw significant increases in 2020 were ETFs or ETFs, Battery Tech and Lithium ETF, on the ticker as ACDC, which provided investors with returns of 62.24%, even after the deduction of fees. Investing in a diversified allocation of stocks related to the distribution, storage and energy production of lithium batteries. Betashares Asia Technology Tigers ETF, on the ticker as ASIA, also shone during 2020 with large holdings in Taiwan semi-conductor companies that became hot property with the increase in sales in electrical goods such as PCs during the pandemic. And now that your interests are piqued, we will take a closer look at some high-performing cannabis and ethical ETFs for June 2021. Amplify Seymour Cannabis ETF, on the ticker as CNBS. This relatively new ETF, first developed in 2019, invests in only cannabis equity stocks. It reported significant year-over-year returns, reaching 233% in the first quarter. And however, being low on historical data, the new investors could get a taste for trading with a $20 price point being the average for this ETF. However, the expense ratio, like its other peers in the cannabis sector, is high, 0.75%. The standout for this ETF is a small but rare dividend payment, with currently $0.101 being paid per share. On to the next, Global X Cannabis ETF, on the ticker as Potx. And what's unique to this cannabis ETF is the low expense ratio, being 0.51%. However, this is a passively managed fund that has been known to pay a dividend of approximately 14 cents per share, and overall can outperform some of the other actively managed funds in the categories of lower expense ratio and high performance. So for those wanting to access the cannabis growth sector, this ETF may be of interest, as it reported lucrative returns exceeding 47% year to date as of May 2021. Betashares Global Sustainability Leaders ETF is the first ethical ETF we'll take a look at. Currency hedged HETH. So the ticker code is HETH, with a portfolio consisting of climate leaders. This ETF offered a 1-year return of 27.84%. This is Betashares' top performing ethical ETF, in fact, which gives the investor exposure to large global equities, excluding those who either indirectly or directly engage in irresponsible activities related to fossil fuels. And the next one to raise awareness about is Intelligent Investor Ethical Share Fund, which is a managed fund and on the ticker as INES. Now, this ETF provided a 24.62% year-over-year return. It focuses on diverse groups of investments that offer sustainable profits with a low risk exposure. And this fund is actively managed and shows potential, as it maintains a high risk tolerance to economic delays that can be tied in with complying to environmental, social and governance factors, or ESG factors. So some investigating for you to do there, and please do check out the kalkinemedia YouTube channel for the interviews with the experts in the ETF sector as well. If you like this information, please comment, like and share the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can press the bell icon to be notified of our most recent videos, and for regular information and updates, you can head to kalkinemedia.com. This is Sage for Kalkinemedia.